Have you ever seen a map with a strange U-shaped line stretching across the South China Sea? That's the so-called Nine-Dash Line, a claim by China that covers almost 90% of the sea. But here's the real question. Is it legal? Or is it just a bold attempt to redraw international boundaries? To understand the legality of the Nine-Dash Line, we have to go back in time. The line first appeared in 1947 on a Chinese map with 11 dashes, which was later revised to 9. China claims that it has historical rights over the South China Sea, based on ancient maps and long-time fishing activities. But here's the issue. International law doesn't recognize historical claims as a legal basis for sovereignty, especially when they conflict with modern treaties. The most important of these treaties is the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS. China signed and ratified UNCLOS, which clearly defines how far a country's territory extends into the ocean. According to this law, coastal states can claim a maximum of 12 nautical miles of territorial sea and 200 nautical miles of exclusive economic zone, or EEZ. Anything beyond that must be justified with scientific evidence, like the extension of a continental shelf. China's Nine-Dash Line stretches far beyond those limits. In 2016, the Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague made a landmark ruling in a case brought by the Philippines. The court found that China's claims based on the Nine-Dash Line had no legal foundation. It ruled that China's so-called historical rights were incompatible with UNCLOS, and that China had violated the Philippines' sovereign rights within its EEZ. The tribunal also stated that certain features in the South China Sea, such as rocks and reefs that China built artificial islands on, cannot generate territorial waters. So what did China do? It flat out rejected the ruling, calling it null and void. But under international law, the decision is legally binding, even if China chooses to ignore it. The problem is, there's no global police force to enforce it. That means power often outweighs principle. While many countries, including the US, Japan, and members of ASEAN, support the ruling, China continues to build military bases and send Coast Guard vessels to patrol the disputed waters. This brings us to an uncomfortable truth. Legality and reality don't always go hand in hand. On paper, the Nine-Dash Line holds no water, literally and legally. But in practice, China continues to assert control, creating a dangerous situation where one nation's unilateral claim threatens the freedom of navigation, regional stability, and international law itself. So, is the Nine-Dash Line legal? According to international law, no, it's not. But in geopolitical reality, it's still very much alive. And that's what makes it so controversial. If you found this breakdown clear and eye-opening, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I promise to bring you more stories where law, politics, and real-world power collide. Share this video if you believe more people should understand what's really happening in the South China Sea. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.